What if one night, your whispered pain was heard? Not by man, but by an immortal being bound to grant wishes. Elara was a young woman in her late 20s, living on the edge of survival. Life had been merciless to her, but despite her struggles, she always found ways to help others. Just yesterday, she gave her only loaf of bread to a homeless boy near the bus stop. Hunger gnawed at her stomach, but she told herself, at least he ate. She had been raised to love and give, taught to keep her heart pure. Her mother often repeated the old saying, "The wish granter only grants the wishes of the pure-hearted." Elara never truly believed it, but she never stopped being kind. Eventually, she decided to leave the city and return to her parents' home in the village. Life in Lagos had drained her, and with no job and nowhere left to go, she had little choice. Her family welcomed her back, except her father. He saw her return as a disgrace. To him, leaving Lagos was a taboo. He had bragged about her for years, and now she had embarrassed him. Life in the village wasn't easy either. Elara helped her parents on the farm, took odd jobs, and tried to save money. But every time she got ahead, something came up, a new problem, an unexpected expense. Her savings never lasted. Still, she endured the daily criticisms from her family. It was bearable until Amarachi arrived. Amarachi, her cousin, had moved to Lagos 2 years after Elara and seemed to have succeeded in everything Elara had failed at. She was younger by a year, but already married with a beautiful daughter. She had built a duplex for her parents in the village and even bought them a car. When Amarachi returned to the village, her mother threw a grand party that screamed of wealth and pride. Elara and her family attended, surrounded by music, food, and laughter. Amarachi hugged her warmly, and they spent the evening chatting, reminiscing about old times and sharing stories of life. Amarachi even tried to help. She called her husband to ask if there was a job opening for Elara. The answer was no. She contacted a few friends, but none had anything to offer. Days passed. Still no hope. Things got worse. Elara's father exploded in anger one night. "You've been here long enough," he said coldly. "Find a job, or leave my house." She cried silently. She had tried everything, but nothing had worked. Then came the night he locked her out. Alone, under the vast starry sky, she sat on the porch, hugging her knees. The wind blew gently. Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears as she whispered, "If only someone could hear me." The breeze grew heavier. In the shadows nearby, unseen eyes watched her. Her faint whisper stirred something ancient. Somewhere beyond human sight, the wish granter awoke, an immortal being bound to answer the silent calls of the pure-hearted. He walked toward her, calm and steady. Elara noticed the man approaching and frowned. "Can I help you?" she asked, uncertain. He stopped in front of her, eyes glowing softly. "I am the wish granter," he said in a voice like a distant echo. "I walk the earth. I've wandered this world for centuries, answering the calls of pure hearts. Tonight, you called. And here I am." She blinked at him. Was this a prank? Wish granter? Seriously? She scoffed. "Do I look like a 5-year-old? You're a bit too mature for fairy tales." He tilted his head slightly. "Do you lack faith? Or are you simply hopeless?" She looked away, silent. "I exist for one purpose," he continued. "To grant the wishes of the pure-hearted. Tell me your desire, and it shall be yours." A long silence settled between them. Elara thought about money, comfort, a better life, things she had long dreamed of. But as she looked into his eyes, something shifted inside her. "I could ask for money, a mansion, a car. But I'd still be me," she said quietly. "What if I don't know what I truly want?" His eyes narrowed slightly. No one had ever said that to him before. In all the centuries he had walked the earth, every soul had begged for something: riches, health, power. Elara was different. She sighed. Not yet. I'll wait. Maybe one day I'll think of something worth asking for. Then, with a trembling voice, she asked, "Until then, can I stay with you?" For the first time in centuries, the wish granter felt something unusual, curiosity. And so, Elara followed him. Together, they walked through cities and forests, deserts and mountains. They passed unseen by most, and yet she walked beside him, witnessing wonders no human ever had. A sick child healed. A lost soldier found his way home. Each time, Elara watched in awe as he granted wishes that changed lives. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. They became inseparable. He taught her about ancient places, forgotten languages, and stories from long-lost kingdoms. She learned about the empires that had risen and fallen, the scars of the slave trade, and the tragedies time had buried. She listened, quietly, often noticing the deep loneliness in his eyes. Even with all his power, he looked like a man forever searching for something he could never name. Elara made a decision. She would not make a wish. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Instead, she would walk beside him, lightening the burden of his immortal journey. Would you make a wish, or would you walk beside him? Don't forget to put on the notification for part 2.